September 21st, 2016. As dawn broke, 82 local veterans had already risen and were shining with anticipation about a monumental day ahead.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
But it is something to behold.
You just can't beat it.
They were embarking on the trip of a lifetime.
It's not just a trip, it's an experience.
An honor flight celebrating true American heroes. A journey from Kentucky to Washington, through the past to the present. Honor Flight is a nonprofit organization that helps veterans get to Washington, D.C. to experience their respective war memorials firsthand. It's a mission run entirely with donations and volunteers that celebrates our freedom and those who have put their lives on the line fighting for it.
We do need to say a profound thank you because they gave us this country.
Doug Foster is the director of Honor Flight's Bluegrass chapter.
And I know I'm in the presence of true heroes.
We're here today because every one of these veterans, no matter what they did, wrote out a check to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their life.
Mike DeJuro is this flight's mission director.
It is our profound honor to be here and to take you on this trip.
All veterans flying today served in either Vietnam, Korea, or World War II.
Charles Farmer here. Charles was in the first wave, went to Guadalcanal.
Spent 640 days in Vietnam.
Last assignment was on the USS San Carlos seaplane tender, AVP 51.
We've got a veteran here today that's 101 years old. We have several veterans here that served in multiple wars. We have Robert Mendel. Where's Robert? Who served in all three.
Robert's wife, Shirley, also made the trip with her military ID from when she served in the Navy during the Korean War.
We've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's quite an honor.
The camaraderie, being around the veterans, looking forward to seeing the memorials.
Oh, I think it's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to it.
You feel the energy in the air.
Bluegrass Honor Flights is flying out today.
And you knew it was going to be a day to remember when the local news showed up with a live camera.
This is newsworthy, and we're so glad that we're here today.
Tony Vanetti, WHAS-TV, interviewed Honor Flight staff members and veterans like Edith Pitzer of Louisville.
Well, I'm so excited. I had 3 people to call me to break up my alarm so I would be ready on time. No.
After all the veterans and their guardians were present and accounted for, it was time to ship out for Washington with a prayer.
For everyone who has gathered here, for guardians and family, for sponsors and volunteers and workers, but most especially for our veterans. We pray that this day would be a meaningful one for them, a sacred one of memory, of celebration, of grief, of hope. We give thanks for these who would sacrifice themselves in such bold and brave, sacrificial ways. Your word teaches us that there is no greater love than someone who would lay down his or her life for others. Thank you for the love of these veterans. Be with them this day and always, and help us to honor the gift that they've given. It's in your gracious and loving name that we pray. Amen.
As the vets boarded their private charter, Louisville's Ladies for Liberty greeted them with song. It would be the first of many sounds and sights that would bring back memories of days gone by.
Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe it's trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel the road, sharing our load, side by side.
Just over an hour later, the Honor Flight touched down at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., and arrived to a hero's welcome. The first salute came from water cannons on the tarmac. Then, inside the terminal, a crowd of thankful Americans flooded the concourse, all wanting to say thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The greeting puts some extra pep in everyone's step. Even 101-year-old Jack Tyree, who spent 4 years in Europe during World War II.
All right, Jack. Good morning. Have a wonderful day.
Super duper. Thank you.
Have a great day in New Zealand. Thank you for your service.
I think it's great. Is that the way we're supposed to go? Boy, I'm telling you. Glad you're here, bro.
It was as surprising as it was emotional for both the veterans and the well-wishers.
I love coming and I love seeing the veterans and seeing how they look when they get off the plane. It's wonderful.
It's really fun. It's my birthday today. There's no place I'd rather be than honor flight. I think it's one of the most wonderful things I have ever seen. It just fills my heart. I love it.
It brought tears to my eyes. We didn't get really much of that when we got home. I just took the taxi home, I think, from Louisville International. It was something else. I've heard this flight will do that to you, and I sure appreciated the welcome.
Outside the airport, 4 luxury coaches were ready to roll, along with a police escort, ensuring the mission ahead would run smoothly and efficiently. First stop, the World War II Memorial, which honors the 16 million people who served in the U.S. Armed Forces from the Atlantic to the Pacific, like Louisville's Robert Lukes.
I was in the Navy in the Pacific.
And Lowell Smith from Floyd Snobs, who piloted a landing craft on D-Day, delivering troops to Utah Beach.
And everybody here has memories they like to remember, and then they have those that they don't like to remember.
Lawrence Lattigast from Louisville sums it up this way.
I would never want to do it again, but I wouldn't miss it for the world.
There you go. There you go.
Upon arrival, the courageous Bluegrass veterans received warm welcomes from both dignitaries and even strangers who just wanted to offer their heartfelt thanks.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you could be here.
Thank you for thanking me.
Thank you so much.
Well, it's just fantastic to have them here.
Kentucky Congressman Brett Guthrie took time out of his day on Capitol Hill, making sure every veteran from Kentucky felt welcomed in Washington.
People get to go to the polls and vote to elect people like me to come to Washington, D.C., serve in this city because of the sacrifices these men and women did. That's why I like to come out here.
But perhaps no welcome was warmer than the one received by Lowell Smith.
My granddaughter, right here, is an Army major in the Army, Fort Bragg.
Knowing my grandpa was going to be here, short drive up, decided to come and surprise him.
And she was waiting here. I didn't know she was coming.
The cool story is the fact that when I got commissioned as an officer, he gave me my first salute. And so he's always been able to do things for my military career. It's kind of cool to be able to honor him for this one.
I thought that was wonderful.
For most on this trip, like Donald Macbeth, it's their first chance ever to see this impressive tribute in person.
This is amazing since I've never been here in my life, and I'm 83 years old, and I've never seen Washington before.
For Charles Farmer, who was among the first wave of Marines onto Guadalcanal, the memorial is incredibly moving.
I think about the guys that didn't come back when I see stuff like this. A lot of guys didn't come back. And they're the real heroes.
And I'm overwhelmed.
Dedicated in 2004, the World War II Memorial sits on the National Mall between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial.
The detail and the history here is just incredible.
It has a powerful effect on all Americans, but especially veterans, like Louisville's Joseph Titchener.
Very impressive. Very taken with it.
56 giant granite pillars border the memorial, paying tribute to veterans from all U.S. territories and states, including Kentucky. In between, a wall with 4,048 gold stars, each representing 100 Americans who died in the war.
I'm sad when I think about those guys that didn't make it back.
For Navy veteran Richard Barnett, it's a solemn reminder of the price of freedom.
I look at my old yearbook, and we lost some. We lost some. I mean, they were killed in the war. That was sad.
The American heroes are the people these stars are over there. Those are the real heroes.
While many took photos, others just took time to reflect on the days in which they became the greatest generation.
Kind of swells you up at times. You can't take it.
Just up the road from the World War II Memorial, several Kentucky veterans, like Kay Van Meter, who served during the Korean War, got to visit the memorial honoring them.
First time I've ever been here. Shows it rather well.
Every veteran who fought in Korea knows firsthand the price of freedom. 5.8 million Americans served during the Korean War. More than 36,000 died fighting.
Korea was cruel and mean.
That's a hard way to go. Yeah.
19 larger-than-life statues stand here in honor of those who fought so hard. They represent members of the Army, Marines, Navy, and Air Force.
I think it's unbelievable. They look so real.
It's really real life.
The soldiers are draped in ponchos, standing tall against the harsh conditions American freedom fighters withstood between 1950 and 1953.
It was cold, mighty cold.
Army veteran and Purple Heart recipient Albert Steiner from Louisville experienced the combat in Korea firsthand.
And I think it was one of the worst places that we ever went in our life to fight a battle.
The sculptures evoke vivid memories of the war and the weapons America used to fight it.
Yeah, I thought it was really spooky. Yeah, I knew some of the guys, so.
It reminds me a lot of how our men suffered.
Robert Karcher's visit to the memorial was painful, but an experience he wouldn't trade.
I think this is probably one of the best things that I've ever been through.
Burke Goodry from Fort Knox manned a 155 howitzer in Korea, as well as a trusty M1 rifle.
M1 rifle, I remember all that. You see, I ain't forgot my little training.
Alongside the statues, a black granite wall stretches 164 feet, etched with images of American forces who supported the ground troops in Korea, heroes whose souls rest peacefully now amongst the heavens above. 38 faces, symbolizing the 38th parallel and the 38 months of war.
We did it because we had to do it, and we did it because we stood together as a nation.
64 years ago.
A few hundred feet away from the Korean War Memorial stands more black granite. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial, known simply as the Wall.
Going to the wall is a special part.
Everybody knows somebody's name's on that wall.
There he is, William G. Cox from Louisville. Went to Wagner High School.
There are 58,307 names carved into the wall, indelibly marking lost lives of brave Americans. One of them, a childhood friend of John Tomes.
Yeah, I had a friend who was grade school up through high school that died in '68. Ted Offensive. I'm sure we'll find him today. Charlie A. Bratcher. He was from Caneyville, Kentucky.
Corridon's Charles Stewart found 4 names important to him.
I was able to find them, and I just found the guy that took my place, Clifford, or Hornbuckle, and he's on the wall too. He was killed 30 days after he took my place.
The wall is actually two walls, which come together at their peaks, symbolizing a wound that is now closed and healing.
Looking at it on TV and reading about it's not the same thing. Glad I'm here. Glad I'm here.
To see this many names, you don't get that perspective when you see the traveling wall, but it's amazing.
It's great to see some of the names up there that I knew who they were, but it was hard to go by, hard to go through. I just can't believe it, you know.
It just gets to you, that's all. Especially when you know somebody like that.
A trip to the wall is emotional for anyone, especially those who lost friends or family in Vietnam, like Ronald Fay from Radcliffe.
It's right to Dennis G. home. We met after we got, both of us got over there.
Emotional moments for veterans and guardians alike.
It's just very special to get to spend some time with someone who was there, and it's meant a lot to me today. It's been good.
From the Vietnam War Memorial, another police escort guided the honor flight buses across the Potomac to Arlington National Cemetery, often referred to as the place where giants lie sleeping. It's peaceful, beautiful, and a solemn reminder about the cost of independence. Here, more than 400,000 American patriots rest in peace. As the buses arrived, Kentucky's Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton was there to greet her fellow Bluegrass veterans.
I am a veteran, 7 years in the Air Force, and including deployment to Desert Storm. It's an honor to be here to greet the guys coming in. Hey, there's somebody, Colonel Spiller! Colonel Spiller!
Arlington is home to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which is guarded around the clock, rain or shine, with precise military protocol. With respect glowing on their faces, honor flight veterans and guardians watch in silence the changing of the guard.
The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard.
In a tribute to many Kentuckians watching, the soldier drags his heel, an acknowledgement that World War II veterans are present.
In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Left shoulder, on. Forward, march.
Then came a rare opportunity. 99-year-old William Mason, 94-year-old Edith Pitzer, and 101-year-old Jack Tyree joined in a ceremony to place a memorial wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown.
Ready, Dave. On!
was memory making. The whole day was memory making, but that was the top of the list to be chosen to do that. Awesome.
I'm very proud of my grandfather. I did not expect this today, and I cannot tell you how happy I am that he got this opportunity.
It's good to be here today.
Just breathtaking. Didn't expect anything like this to happen, and so it's a real honor, and I think a well-deserved one for my dad.
That's a sad sort of thing, really. Had some good buddies in there, probably Keith Silvers and some others. It's a wonderful service, wonderful opportunity for us to see what has happened with some of our buddies. It was just wonderful, just great.
And I'm proud to be on this peaceful piece of property. I'm on sacred ground and I'm in the best of company. I'm thankful for those, thankful for the things I've done. I can rest in peace, I'm one of the chosen ones. I made it to Arlington.
The final stop on the tour of Washington was just as moving. But before stopping at the Iwo Jima Memorial, the honor flight buses first circled the statue, which depicts 6 servicemen raising the flag on Iwo Jima during World War II. The movement creates the illusion that men are actually raising the flag with the help from the hand of God.
That is the 11th hand of God on that, raising it up. And it's an optical illusion, but it's a beautiful story.
When you think that we're not a country, just come here and look at this beautiful memorial that we have for the Marines. And God bless the Marines, and I'm a soldier.
This was a chance for all the veterans on the honor flight to pose for a picture, a panorama of patriots who will always live with honor in the hearts of America. It was a fitting finale to a trip that Louisville's Shelley Calder will never forget.
This trip has been a real blessing to me. With Joshua, my grandson, here with me and everything, it will be a never forgotten experience for me.
En route back to Reagan International, the buses make a bonus flyby, the United States Air Force Memorial. It's a trio of arcing spires that represent contrails of the Air Force Thunderbirds. The tallest spire stretches 270 feet into the sky. It had been a full day, challenging both physically and mentally. And still, the best was yet to come.
Now we have something special.
Before getting on the plane back to Louisville, it was time for mail call.
We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So listen for your name. Cecil Bird.
William Mason.
Don Macbeth.
Marvin McGuire.
Leonard Martin.
One by one, veterans heard their names and received bags full of cards and heartfelt letters that came from children, other veterans, and family members.
Jack Taylor.
Earl Wilson.
Arnold Martin.
A whole mess of cards that I received from several different people.
Thank you for your service.
All my neighbors sent me a letter.
10 or 12 pieces.
Great-grandchildren wrote me a happy note.
Beautiful letters from my wonderful family. It's really, really heartwarming.
My number one daughter.
A lot of appreciation. Very nice, Dylan family.
Just thanking me for my service.
I had about 45 letters.
At least 50 letters.
Covington, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Lexington.
Getting to surprise my veteran Eldon Smith with letters from down at City Hall and the support that I received from my colleagues, and seeing his reaction to get the personal stories from some of those folks about their relatives that had gone before him.
That was a real surprise. Very special.
Notes from my wife, my mother, my sons, everything to make a day happy.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side. I thank my God above to be living here today, 'cause this flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Meanwhile, back in the Bluegrass, hundreds of people had gathered to give thanks in person. Family members, community members, young and old, excited to welcome home true American heroes.
My grandpa, Vietnam War veteran.
We've got the whole family out here. I came in from Alabama. My sister flew in from Florida to take my dad as an escort. And I've got my sister here from Louisville and my mom, niece Melody from Florida as well.
Now my grandpa actually doesn't even know I'm here, so it'll be a great reveal.
I'm Jada Patterson, waiting for my great-grandfather, Leonard Martin, served in the Korean War.
My dad, Leonard Martin. He was there for us. We're here for him.
When the honor flight reached its final destination, emotions erupted.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Thanks for the welcome. I'm surprised such a big crowd.
You must have the whole city out here.
Big turnout. Thank you very much.
Good to be back.
I believe patriotism is rising.
Plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea.
Crazy. These are my kids. I did everything for them. That's a great-granddaughter. She's going in the Air Force.
Okay, she's going in the Air Force.
Air Force.
Welcome home. Welcome home. This is great. I mean great.
Thank you, Heavenly Mother.
Be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
It's good to come home.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know.
September 21st, 2016. A day of honor for 82 amazing Kentucky men and women who fought for the world's freedom. And just like the sacrifices each one made, this is a day that will never be forgotten.